Hi, I'm Justine Louise. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to talk to you guys about my Clarisonic Mia fit in comparison to a Foreo Luna. Now, I wish I had seen a video like this years back when I was trying to decide which one of these to buy. And I just thought maybe I would show you guys because I own both of them and I know all the pros and cons of both. So if you are thinking of buying a cleansing tool, I thought this might help you if you're trying to decide which one to buy and want to know what the difference is. So I'm going to start off with the Clarisonic. This is actually my fourth one. My first one I actually bought from the shopping channel. It's a Canadian, it's like QVC but for Canada. And it was the big one. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it because it's long gone now of mine. It was a big pink one and I bought it online. It was similar price as what it is now. But anyway, I loved it. It was quite large and it had a big stand where you would charge it. So it took up quite a bit of room in my bathroom. But at the time, I had just started using Retin A. So I had so much flaking skin. If you're familiar with using Retin A, and especially the first couple of months of when you're peeling and shedding so much skin, it's hard to keep on top of. So I had bought that at the same time, so it was perfect timing for me. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And at that time, I was using it twice a day. I now feel, I mean, this was over 10 years ago. I only use mine once a day now. But back then, I was using it twice to remove my makeup and just use a cleanse. I was using it with a gel cleanser, and that's still to this day what I do. One thing I will mention about the Clarisonic is they don't last. As I mentioned, I'm on my fourth one in the last 10 years. So the first one I bought, it didn't actually die on me, but same if you've owned a sonic toothbrush, you can kind of tell as it ages a little bit, it doesn't have as much vibration and strength to it anymore. It just kind of slowly fades away. So that one did eventually kind of lose its sonic cleaning, I guess you could say. And there was a sale at Sephora at VIB and it came with a smaller one. That was the Mia. So I did purchase one of those and I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. And I liked it because it was a little bit smaller for travel as compared to that. My original one I would say is the same size as the one that they sell for body now or pedicures and things like that. So the smaller one was much better for travel. But that one actually did die on me, and I did buy it from Sephora, and now what I know about Sephora that they take things back, I should have took it back because it was less than a year old, so it was kind of annoying that it died on me. I did go into the store and the woman just said, oh yeah, we've had a lot of problems with those. It was a bad batch of them, but because I didn't register it, I wasn't eligible for a warranty. Anyway, so that was a long time ago. But anyway, so then I bought another one, and I did buy a Mia Fit again. Is it a Mia Fit? I'll put in a picture. It's the one that's a bulbous top with a handle. This is the Fit. So it was a Mia again. And again, I just loved it. It was fantastic for traveling. And what I really like about these is that they lather. If you use a gel cleanser and you like a little bit of foam and lather, you are really going to enjoy this. And also if you have issues with flaking skin, especially if you use retinols or retinoids or things like that, or just flaky skin in general, I think this will be your new best friend. And then lastly, I bought this one at Christmas because I do travel a lot, and I found the one that was a little bit bigger with the handle. Even though it was smaller than the original, it was still a little bit bulky for traveling. So this fits lovely, and I use a train case cosmetic bag when I travel, and this fits in nicely. It's not tiny by any stretch, and it is a little bit heavy, but it is a lot more compact than the original ones. And as I mentioned, they do kind of lose their strength and momentum, but to me, I don't mind replacing it every few years. So now I'm going to mention the Foreo. What appealed to me about this, because back then I did have the bigger Mia, and I thought this would be great for travel because it's tiny, it's compact, there's no brush heads, it's silicone, it's going to stay nice and clean, and I thought it would be perfect. Plus this has a longer charging. This lasts for months. This I should probably have mentioned. When I first got it, it would probably last a week, and then since then they've kind of evolved, and I'm now at my 4th one, as I mentioned, that I bought just this past Christmas, so this one's quite new, and this charge lasts me a month. So they have definitely evolved, and they definitely are a longer lasting charge. But when I first bought this, probably 5 years ago, this I think had a 3-month charge time. So that was a huge bonus, especially if you travel a lot, and we usually go away for at least a month every year. So that really, really appealed to me. What I didn't like is it doesn't lather. It doesn't foam at all. And the other thing I don't like is this doesn't turn itself off. This one does have a time on it. I think it's 60 seconds. So you need to, it kind of has like a, and you're supposed to move to a different piece of your face. I just do my whole face, whatever. So this one you kind of lose track of time. You think, is that enough time? Have I not done it? And you have to turn it off. And if you press it a certain amount of times, it kind of has a different type of vibration. I don't really notice any difference. They do say that these different silicone nubs have different uses for them. You're supposed to use this on sensitive and this for deep pore cleansing, but honestly I didn't notice any difference with any of it. So you kind of see where I'm going here. This isn't really my favorite. It does have a lot of pros though. One of them that it's silicone, it's lightweight, long-lasting charge. You don't need to buy the replacement heads. These brushes are so expensive. I think they're $35 each. I have bought them from eBay where they're knockoffs, and they're nowhere near as nice. They're just like, they seem like they're nice, but when you compare them to a real one, there's no comparison. There might be better dupes out on the market, I don't know. But I did try and buy a knockoff, and it didn't even come close. So these brush heads you have to change every few months, same as a toothbrush head, and they're pricey, same as toothbrush heads. They're really expensive. So this one you don't need to replace the head. And the charger is nice and compact. It's just a USB. You probably don't even need to use this big honking one. We just take this because it also charges our toothbrushes. But it is a nice compact size. You just need this and plug it in. So this fits nicely into your travel bag if that's what you're using it for, if you have limited space in your bathroom. This is the charger for my Mia. This has come a long way. This is much smaller than all my previous. The other ones were like a full kind of a hand claw thing that you'd have to sit it in, which was enormous for travel, but that was years and years ago. So this one has definitely evolved, and this is doable for me to take on a trip. I don't mind the size of it. And of course the weight is considerable. This is teeny tiny, super, super light. And I actually wrote down a list in case I forgot. The other thing, way cheaper. I think this one is about $99, and this is between $200 and $300 depending where and when you buy it, and if it comes in a kit with a bunch of other products. I bought mine at Christmas. It was on sale for $199, and it was at Sephora, and then they had an extra Boxing Day discount, and it also came with a whole bunch of goodies. So I think I paid about $180 for it, which I thought was a really good deal. So then this one was $100. So definitely big difference in price if that's an issue for you. And I also don't feel that this exfoliates. So I don't know. I'm going to show you a little demo of how they both work with some soap. And yeah, so I think that was pretty much it between the pros and cons. So I've just got a little bit of water here, and I'm just going to wet my hand, and I'm just going to use a little bit of gel cleanser. This is just my Ole Henriksen one, nothing fancy. And I'm just going to wet my hand a little. And then I'm going to dip the brush in some water. I know this isn't ideal, better in the bathroom. And there you go. Nice and quiet. You can't really see too much of the foaming, but it definitely has a bit of a lather to it. It'd probably be better if I had some hot water going. But I like a little bit of a foamy lather when I'm cleaning my skin. So do you hear that little bit of a So that's to tell you to go to a different quadrant on your face. But I don't. So that's that one. And I'm going to do the same thing again with the Foreo. Again, just a dab of cleanser. And I'll turn this guy on. Yeah, I don't feel like my skin really gets as clean. It just doesn't really get in there, these little nubs, and there's no foam to it. And it'll just go on and on and on until you turn it off. And it also has weird, I don't know what all those different beeps are. And when I bought it from Sephora, they didn't really know too much about them either at the time. I mean, this is years ago when they first came out. But anyway, overall, the Clarisonic is my absolute favorite. I hang on to this because I think, well, you know, it might be okay if we're going on a quick little trip somewhere and it's nice and light and compact and tiny. But I usually end up taking this anyway because I really, really like this. And especially if you use retinol products and Retin-A at night and you've got all that flaky skin, I notice a big difference if I ever miss a day with this. When I go to apply my makeup, I can see there's kind of patchy, dry skin in areas. So anyway, all in all, my personal opinion, for me personally, I prefer using the Clarisonic, but hopefully by me mentioning some of the pros and cons of both, you can assess what your needs are and what would appeal to you out of the two products. They're both good, but one's just better for me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click like. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, I post a lot of things about beauty hauls. I tend to gear towards 40 plus people, but it's open for everybody, of course. So if you do, please hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you're always up to date on my latest videos. I usually post about 2 a week. So I thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!